Hi there, it's Monday the 13th of July 2020. This week we're going to be looking at how to find your path through life. How to find your path through life. You know, sometimes we can get lost, can't we? You ever been lost in a car journey, not knowing where to go, taking a wrong turn somewhere, or perhaps you've gone walking through a forest or the hills and you get lost. Not easy to find the right path. And not easy to find the right path through life either. At school, of course, people always ask you, what are you going to do when you leave school? Or what are you going to do when you grow up? And for a lot of people, it's very confusing and it's not easy to find that path. It was difficult for me too. I began by doing chartered surveying at the Paisley College of Technology, which is now UWS, University of the West of Scotland. And I dropped out before the first year finished because it just wasn't the right path for me. And then I tried the bank and I worked in the Clydesdale Bank in Straven and then dropped out of that. Again, trying to find the right path for me was very difficult. And maybe it's been difficult for you too. Maybe it's still difficult. You know, one of the advantages of reading the Bible is that we read about many different people's paths and journeys through life, and we get this kind of bird's eye view of people's path, and we can learn so much from reading about their stories. One such story is about a woman called Ruth, and you can read about it in the Old Testament in a book called Ruth. It all began with a man and his wife and their two sons who left Bethlehem in Judah to go to another country, Moab, because there was a famine in Judah. Sadly, the man died, and the woman who was left with her two sons found two wives for him from the country of Moab. And then sadly, her two sons die. And so the woman Naomi says to her two daughters-in-law, listen, I'm going to go back home to my home country in Judah. The famine I've heard is ended there. I'm going back there. You two should go back to your own homes in Moab and find new husbands for yourself. One of the daughters-in-law, Oprah, she thanked Ruth, kissed her and left to go back to her own home. But the other daughter-in-law, Ruth, said, no, I'm going to stay with you. My path, my journey through life lies with you. And this is what she said in chapter 1, verse 16. Ruth replied, don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. And where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people. And your God, my God. Ruth decided that her path, her journey, was going to take a new turn, a new direction, and it was going to be with Ruth. You know, Ruth probably thought when she married that this was the path that she was on with her husband in her home country, going to have children and going to be a wife and a mother, and that was her path. But then the unexpected happened. Her husband died. And then something even more unexpected happened. Her mother-in-law decided to return home. And then something even more unexpected happened. She found herself deciding to go on this new path and saying, I'll go with you, Ruth, back home to your country. You know, life does that to us, doesn't it? It throws up unexpected twists and turns. Life never goes smoothly. Not for anybody, I don't think. The Americans would say that life throws curveballs at us. That's in a baseball term, of course, when the pitcher spins the ball in such a way that it unexpectedly does something at the last minute and curves away from the batter who swings and misses. And life does that to us so many times. It throws us things unexpectedly. And how we deal with these unexpected twists and turns says a lot about us, and says a lot about how our path will end up through life. You know, these times when the unexpected things happen in our life can be absolutely crucial to how our life journey continues. Ruth embraced the unexpected. She embraced the change. She was willing and open to go with the unexpected twist and turn that life presented her with. And that's a lesson for each one of us, that we need to understand and be prepared for the fact that whatever life journey we are thinking we are going to take, it will not go the way we expect it to go. and there will be unexpected twists and turns on the way. And we might find ourselves going in an entirely different direction altogether. Are we prepared for that? Are you ready to embrace change in your life? How to find your path through life will be determined, first of all, by your willingness to admit that life will not go the way that you think it will, and your openness to embrace the change and the unexpected twists and turns that will arise. Speak to you again tomorrow about how to find your path through life.